Imagine this. You're standing in a store. You see something you want. Maybe it's a new phone. Maybe it's a pair of sneakers. Maybe it's just groceries for the week. You reach into your pocket, pull out a small plastic card, tap it against a reader. Done. Easy. Almost painless. Now, imagine doing that exact same thing, but instead of a card, you reach into your wallet and count out cash. Real bills, one by one. Studies show that when people pay with cash, they feel it, literally. Brain scans show the same region that processes physical pain activates when you hand over real money. But when you swipe a card, almost nothing. The pain disappears. That one psychological quirk, that tiny difference in how your brain experiences payment, is worth $1 trillion a year to the credit card industry. $1 trillion. And most of the people contributing to that number have absolutely no idea it's happening to them.
Next month, same thing. Interest charges again. Another tiny dent in the balance. Month after month, year after year, Marcus keeps paying, the bank keeps collecting, and the balance moves so slowly that Marcus barely notices. This is called the minimum payment trap, and it is one of the most effective wealth extraction mechanisms ever designed. Now here's where it gets really interesting and a little uncomfortable. The minimum payment wasn't always this low. Back in the 1970s, credit card companies required customers to pay off a much larger portion of their balance every month, sometimes 15 to 20%. Then something changed. Banks discovered that when customers paid more, they got out of debt faster. And when customers got out of debt faster, the bank made less money in interest. So they lowered the minimum, quietly, slowly, until it became what it is today. Just enough to keep you in debt, just enough to keep the interest clock running forever. That wasn't an accident. That was a business decision. Now, let's talk about something even more fascinating, because the minimum payment trap is just the surface level. Underneath it is something much more powerful, something that operates on a psychological level so deep that most people never even realize it's happening. It's called the decoupling of payment from pleasure. When you buy something with cash, the payment and the pleasure happen at the same time. You hand over money, you receive the thing. Your brain connects the cost to the reward. The experience is complete. But when you use a credit card, the pleasure happens now and the payment happens later. The enjoyment of the purchase is completely separated from the pain of paying for it. Your brain doesn't naturally connect a dinner you had 3 weeks ago to a bill you're paying today. The memory of the experience has faded, the positive emotions are gone, and now you're just looking at a number on a statement with no emotional connection to what you got for it. This is why people who use credit cards spend an average of 12 to 18% more than people who use cash. Not because they're reckless, not because they're bad with money, but because their brain is literally wired to feel less pain when the payment is delayed. The credit card industry has spent decades studying this psychology. They understand your brain better than you do, and they have designed every single feature of their product, from the minimum payment to the rewards program to the shiny metal card in your wallet, to work with your psychology rather than against it. The rewards program is particularly brilliant. When you earn points or cash back, your brain frames spending as winning. You're not losing money, you're gaining rewards. The slot machine lights up, the dopamine flows, and you spend a little more because spending feels good. Here's the uncomfortable truth about rewards cards. You only come out ahead if you pay your balance in full every single month. The moment you carry a balance, even once, the interest you pay will almost always exceed the rewards you earn. The math simply doesn't work in your favor. But banks know that most people won't pay in full every month. They count on it. The rewards program isn't a gift to you. It's the hook that gets you in the door.
So what do you actually do with all of this? First, understand the real cost of everything you put on a credit card. When you swipe for something today, you're not just paying the price tag. If you're carrying a balance, you're paying the price tag plus interest. That $50 dinner might actually cost you $62 by the time you pay it off. That $400 phone might cost you $530. Always do the real math. Second, if you're currently carrying a balance, stop thinking about it as a bill and start thinking about it as an emergency. Because financially, that's what it is. 23% interest is not normal. It's not something you manage, it's something you eliminate as fast as humanly possible. The debt avalanche method works like this. List all your credit card balances, pay the minimum on every card except the one with the highest interest rate. Throw every extra dollar you have at that card. When it's paid off, move to the next highest rate. Repeat. This method saves you the most money mathematically. If the psychology of small wins matters more to you, use the debt snowball instead. Same approach, but start with your smallest balance first. The momentum of paying off a card completely can be powerful enough to keep you going through the harder ones. Third, if you're going to use credit cards, treat them like debit cards. If the money isn't already sitting in your bank account, don't swipe. The card is a payment method, not a loan. The moment you start borrowing on it, the machine starts running. And fourth, be honest with yourself about rewards. If you're the rare person who pays in full every single month without exception, a good rewards card can genuinely work in your favor. But if you're human, if there's any chance you'll carry a balance here and there, the rewards aren't worth the risk. A basic no-fee card you pay off monthly beats a premium rewards card you occasionally revolve on every single time. Here's the thing that stays with me about all of this. The credit card industry is not evil. It's not a villain. It's a system. A very well-designed, very well-studied, deeply optimized system built to make money by understanding human psychology better than most humans understand themselves. And in a way, that's the most important financial lesson there is. The biggest threat to your wealth isn't the stock market. It isn't inflation. It isn't even your income. It's the gap between what you think you're doing with money and what's actually happening. It's the belief that you're using the tool when the tool is using you. $1 trillion didn't appear out of nowhere. It was built one small swipe at a time. By people who thought they were being smart, by people who were earning rewards, by people who were just covering one small emergency, by people exactly like Marcus, exactly like you, exactly like me. The card is in your wallet right now. The question is, who's really holding it? If this made you think differently about debt, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to understand the next trap in the system, the one that starts before your first job, before your first paycheck, before you even have a credit card, stay tuned. Because next time, we're talking about the $1.77 trillion student loan machine. And trust me, it's even more personal than this one.